Hey, thanks for joining me for the salvation series. What does believing in Jesus really mean? Part two. I hope you join me for the first part. And what we looked at was Luke chapter 14, verses 25 through 35. And we saw that truly believing in Jesus means that there is a cost involved. And Jesus was very clear about that in this passage. Matter of fact, he began by saying that if anyone comes to me and does not hate his father and mother, his wife and children, his brothers and sisters, yes, even his own life, he cannot be my disciple. And that was a Jewish idiom, and it was a way of saying that Jesus had to be the priority in your life. You needed to love him above everyone else, including even your own life. And then we also looked at verse 27, and Jesus said, and anyone who does not carry his cross and follow me cannot be my disciple. So Jesus was saying, look, you need to be willing to endure hardship, sacrifice, humiliation, and even possibly death to be his disciple. And so Jesus was laying it on the line there of what it really was to believe in him. But he wasn't finished yet. As we continue through this passage, we find in verse 33, Jesus said, in the same way, any of you who does not give up everything he has cannot be my disciple. Now, in the same way is a connecting phrase to the two examples that Jesus used previously, where he said, look, if you're going to build a tower, you need to count the cost. And if you're going to finish, you need to be all in. You need to give it everything that you've got if you're going to finish the tower. Then he also gave the second example, and he said, if you're a king who is going out against a greater army, you need to count the cost of what it is to defeat that larger army. And if you're going to defeat them, you have to be all in. So Jesus was saying, in the same way as the person building the tower or the king going out against a greater army, that you need to be all in if you believe in me, if you're going to be my disciple. So he says, in the same way, any of you who does not give up everything he has cannot be my disciple. So to truly believe in Jesus means that we must be people that are all in. We're not holding back. We're not in halfway, but we are completely and totally committed to him with all that we have and all that we are. And the reason this is so important is because if we're not all in, then we're like salt that has lost its saltiness. Now, the only way that salt can become less salty is if it's diluted with something else. And so Jesus was saying, look, salt that has lost its saltiness is worth nothing. And it's the same way with a person that says, hey, I believe in Jesus, but they're not all in because they become diluted with the things of this world, with their own priorities, their own desires. And Jesus says, look, it's all me or it's nothing. And I like the way that Frank Stagg kind of summed up this passage that Jesus gave us. And he says, um, discipleship is costly. Not to follow the Christ is even costlier. And so to truly believe in Jesus comes with a cost, but not believing in Jesus is even costlier. Hey, thanks for joining me for this brief discussion, and I hope you'll join us for our next discussion live at New Day Fellowship every Sunday morning at 10:30 at 115 North Fayette Street in Shippensburg. Thanks.